How's everyone doing today? Welcome to today's live art stream. This is Pierson here. I hope you're doing well. And today is day 214 of 300 days of drawing. This is Pierson. I am the #1 live art streamer in the world, and we're doing clouds today, and they're going to be not good. All right. Anyways, I got a 30 minutes of drawing for you, and we're gonna kind of break down how I do clouds. Hopefully, you learn a little bit from it. If not, great. If so, if you do, great. If you don't really care, great too. Anyways, enjoy the live art stream. All right, welcome. I hope you're having a wonderful day right now. I got a few things I got to set up here. Just got to get some of these things out of the way before I start drawing. I got things that are in the way here. I got things in the way. I got to get that out of the way. All right, so move this window right here, and we should be ready to go. Yeah, and get that going on here. So what I want to do is, yeah, we're just gonna move ahead here. Let's see. Okay, let's hit the time lapse button right here. Boom. And what I want to do is I want to double the canvas size here. Image size, canvas size. We're going to block that off, and its width, we'll make it 18, no, we'll make it 18 inches wide. There we go. So it's going to be another, there we go. And as you can see, for some odd reason, I can't move. There, that's what I want. Okay. We're good to go. We're good to go, friends. Okay, going to move over here. And so what I'm going to do today is basically just another warm-up drawing. We're just going to do a bunch of warm-ups, and we're just going to keep it easy today because it's a late one. It's a late one, fellas. And when it's late like this, I get a little bit lazy. So what I'm going to do is on this layer, we're going to start out with simple shapes. And with these simple shapes, we will make our clouds. We'll use these shapes as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as the back burner. So I think what I'm going to do is about 5 clouds. I think I can do about 5 decent clouds in this time frame. So we're just going to do like 5 weird shapes here and use that as the structure for our clouds here. And maybe on this one we'll do like a curvy one. There we go. And from here, that's where we kind of do our little mini structure. That's where we kind of do the curvilinear, like arcing bubble forms. And that's what I've been doing lately, is doing these curvilinear arcing bubble forms, you know, and using the shape below it as the general to kind of create the scaffolding for the cloud, essentially. And that's what I've been doing lately, is kind of doing that kind of generic scaffolding. Right? Just kind of be loose. Don't really hold hold each cloud or cloud form kind of like you don't want to hold it. You don't want to put it on a pedestal, is what I'm trying to get kind of explain here. So you just want to kind of be very experimental and have some fun with it and so forth. There we go. Now we're going to go to this really just weird one with a bunch of like curvy forms. So I often feel like I'm doing like bubbles when I do these drawings. Just doing like these little like bubble type forms here. Like so. Sometimes though, I need to kind of mix it up a bit. And unfortunately, as of lately, I've been kind of getting a little rigid with the way that I m- execute these clouds. And when I say rigid, I'm kind of being and the way that what I mean by that is like I'm like being overly tight with the way that I'm making these arc forms. So they're kind of like very similar. Like when I do the arc forms, they're kind of too similar, and I can't seem to break free from that kind of similarity. So I need to figure out a way to kind of change it up. So maybe like I'll do like small, 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 large, medium, small, large. I don't know. All right. So this is just a way to make clouds that goes against this type of standard shape, right? This kind of standard shape where you just kind of do like this, right? Like those like generic little clouds that you see all of us kind of do. We do these like clouds, like I'm a cloud. Yay! This one looks like he's looking down. He's looking down for no reason. I don't know why. He's falling. Ah, no. But that's just doing these shapes here kind of creates more unique forms, as you can see, right? At least, at the very least, they're more interesting uh, iterations of what is essentially a simple shape. All right. So once I am done with this, I'm going to go and outline. I'm going to try the outline. Oh, am I drawing? Oh, I'm drawing with a white pencil. How did I get to that? There you go. I thought I was drawing with a white pencil. All right. So I think that's kind of a generic one. Now we're just going to go ahead and kind of modify these ones, okay? So as of lately, what I've been doing is after I do these simple shapes and I kind of go on top to create these more interesting cloud forms, what I've been doing is using the same brush, right? And making like a larger using the same like graphite brush and just kind of making a gray wash on top of these clouds. Just playing around with using a gray wash. Now I'm being very sloppy, but this is just kind of like just practice, right? And then I'm going to go in and start adding a little bit more detail, kind of dial it in and tighten up some of these lines, make them a little bit more crisp, and just being a little bit more deliberate with these curvilinear lines and expressing them a little bit more thoroughly, all the while kind of adding a little bit of line weight to some of them. I don't want to spend too much time on them because I have 30 minutes and I just want to kind of get some practice at this type of technique and see where it can take me. Now, keep in mind that it is rather late for me, and I think all of us kind of we have like a certain level of stamina, and near the end of the day, like my stamina is kind of like it's shot. And what I'm trying to say here is like when I during the end of the day, it's really hard to maintain this malleableness that you have, right? This like ability to kind of like think more obtusely or think more abstractly, not obtuse, um, think more abstractly, and to really see things. So like right now, I'm not really seeing things too well because I'm kind of squinting, and so it makes it very difficult for to kind of be a productive artist. And so it's very counterproductive to kind of do work at this type of energy level that I'm at. But I made a promise to myself to do 300 days of drawing and 300 days of cloud drawings nonetheless. And some days you're not going to be performing at 100%. I always talk about this. I always talk about like managing energy levels, scheduling and timing, you know, because it's what allows me to do even these live streams. You know, it's a whole different ball game when you're in certain positions in life. You're in certain positions in life where you can't do certain things, or you don't have the availability of time that you'd like to have. So like, when I do these late at night, I'm coming in at like a mental deficit, really. Like, I'm coming at it as a few things. Like we all experience this. Like for one, it's like when you go to work or you're at your job, and if you're at a job where you have to close, and you're like you're impatient, because it's the end of the day, and you have to do all these closing procedures, and you're just like, you don't want to do them. And sometimes you deep down in your subconscious, you're like, well, let's just skip some of these closing procedures, right? You just want to so bad, because you're like, I want to get home 5 minutes earlier than normal, right? And that's what it's like right now. Is like I'm at this point of the night where it's like, can I just go to bed, or can I just kind of clock out mentally? Um, and to some extent, I want to do that. I don't think I'm gonna get. I'm. This is another example of how slow I am. I'm not even moving that fast. I think I want to move on to a different cloud. I want to move on to this cloud. Actually, no. Let's kind of move over here and let's kind of work on this cloud right here, and then we'll eventually move to this cloud. I'm thinking I want to get about 3 clouds kind of roughly detailed, and I'm being roughly as in this is the kind of level of detail that I'm doing. All I'm doing right now is this would be like the the equivalent of flats, of doing like flats in a colored painting, where I'm just doing the highlight and the shadow. So all I'm doing is expressing the highlight here, you know, and then the shadow. So I'm basically essentially making it into a two-tone type of drawing. I'm not really expressing any of the transitional tone. I think you can make the argument that this light gray here is a transitional tone, but it's not. Well, it is, I guess, but I'm not really expressing that in these drawings. I'm just kind of imagining where these like cast shadows are going to be on these clouds. I imagine that when I start doing more in-depth studies, that will be beneficial because it will give me more practice uh, with this type of method. All right, so we're going to move on to yeah. So that was kind of fun. I'm not seeing much improvement from this day and from the previous day, but some days you can't always have like the progression that you want. Like we all want to grow as an artist. We all want to improve in some form or another. But some days, are going to be kind of lackluster, you know? Let's see here. So you're going to have days that you're not going to be performing as well as others. And that's fine too. All right. So this one's a little bit different than the other ones. I kind of did like these little wispy little marks here. And I thought that'd be kind of fun to kind of do something like that to see play around with like a different type of mark and to make it feel like it's kind of drifting off because we're all used to those. You've been seeing me do a lot of the clouds that are kind of just like these little like giant like arcing marbles or whatever like that, like just these little arcs over and over again. And that can be kind of redundant from time to time. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to kind of do a little bit of that where they had like these, just kind of like these little trailings, and see how that kind of looks and see how I like that as a structure to kind of play around with. All right. There we go. Yeah, so it's been a long day. I think all, I think it's just one of those days where like you wish you could accomplish more than you accomplished, and that's fine too. We all have days like that where you want to be able to do more, but some days it's just like you try, you try to like implement, you try to execute, and you fall a little bit short, you know. And there's nothing wrong with having days like that from time to not time. The thing is though is you don't want to like make it the norm, right? Oftentimes, and I've been victim to this where like we fall in this pattern of like negative behavior. I'm not talking about like negative behavior where you're up to doing like crazy shenanigans, but like negative behavior where you're maybe sleeping in longer than normal. You may be eating junk food, or you're not doing the things that you know in your heart of hearts that need to be done, and you're kind of just wandering out through the day, and then you go to bed and you're like, oh my gosh, where'd my day go? You wonder what happened to your day, and you see it squandered on like silly stuff. And I'm not even like silly stuff as like watching TV, but like just like maybe you just not even on like spending too much time on social media, but like you just squandered it on like sitting for longer than you should, or you sat like you just sat on the couch and stared at the wall. I don't know what you did, but like you didn't do the things that you know that you should have been doing. Now I did some things, but like it kind of like compounded. I missed a time marker, and I just kind of missed another one and another one, like a certain like goal that I was going to do things at a certain time or work on things a certain amount of time for the day, and I just kept missing them and missing them, and then all of a sudden it's like you're like hours behind, and it's like you're saying to yourself, well, what is the point of trying to play catch up? It doesn't feel, it makes it more of a chore and less like you're accomplishing stuff if you're having to kind of constantly go play catch up with all your like to-do list for the day, you know? And that's not fun. And so I was kind of in that position where I was kind of playing catch up, and I just didn't I just couldn't get it. I just couldn't get it. I tried my best to kind of get caught up with certain things, and it just didn't happen. And so I feel real bad about it, but you just can only when you get to that like when you get to that position, you just kind of have to accept and say, you know what, maybe next day. maybe the next day it'd be good to kind of hit the reset button. Because sometimes there's days where you're on fire, like you're literally your synapses is just you're like firing on all cylinders. You're not tired. You got great sleep the night before, and you're just on fire, dude. You know, and everything is going according to plan. There's nothing happening with regards to Murphy's Law. And anyone that's heard Murphy's Law is basically a phrase you would hear in like warehouses, what it said, where it's basically said, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. You know, and it's like a way of saying like you need to be more assertive and be more prepared with what you're doing with certain things, and take extra precaution, because there is a chance that things could go wrong, you know. And so some days you have that happen where you have that like situation where everything feels like everything's going wrong, you know. You're trying to do something of worth, of something of merit, or it's not even something of worth. It could be something as simple as like, I need to clean, vacuum the house, you know. But in order to do that, I got to clean up areas so that the floor is empty of any like stuff, right? And so like it's just something like that, right? It could be something as simple as that. Like, I need to clean the floor, or I want to drink a gallon of water, or drink 8 glasses of water. And it sounds like a simple thing, but it's not. Like, I've been trying to drink enough water throughout the day, and I just haven't been able to. Like, I just don't sit down and guzzle water all day, because that's drinking water takes time. You know, I wish I was a little bit more vigilant with it. I'm done with that cloud. I've had fun with it, but I'm going to move on and kind of play around with this cloud and see what happens. So I use these bigger brushes to kind of just play around. You know, there's no like expectation, you know, with what I'm doing right now. And that's why I'm kind of doing these like sketches. You know, they kind of get equated to the idea of drawing clouds and drawing various clouds, and just getting acquainted to the idea of drawing like these un like these generic clouds that we all are used to drawing. So I'm trying to kind of escape that idea, and so that's why I've been doing these weird odd shapes as understructures to kind of create my clouds for me. You know, so maybe I can even do some like clouds right here. Maybe I do some cloud right here, like in the background. So now that has a background cloud or something. I'm not going to get to the details in the background cloud, but it's there just as just for like a fun little detail. And yeah, so it takes planning. I can't stress planning. And planning is a skill, and you just got to practice at it. And you're going to fail a lot when you do it. You're gonna need a planner. You're gonna need a day-to-day planner. You can use Google Calendar, or any type of other calendar, like Microsoft has its own calendar as well. You know, and you just need to start working at it, and focusing on it, and just trying your best, and do it day by day, and you'll learn how to gauge. You'll kind of come with a daily a daily like habit of or daily things that you do daily at certain times, and you kind of know when those things are going to happen. I've been struggling to do this for the past year. That's what I've been trying to do with these live streams. I've been trying to set up a time frame that I can do these every day, and my goal has been like around noon or one, like one ish, and um, I've been hitting it about 60 to 75% of the time, you know. But then again, there's also days that I struggle to even to get that, right. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of playing around and guessing like where core shadows are, or where are these, playing around with like the idea of like clouds kind of billowing inwards and outwards, and that's why I'm kind of creating these like these little effects that you see here. So like this, obviously this cloud area is this shape here is in front of this area. So this is 1 and this is 2. All right. So this is behind this, you know? And so because this is in front, you're going to want to have like a darker area here. And so what I'll do typically is I'll do something like this type of thing. This is what I've been doing lately. It's not by any means the right way or the correct way. It's just a way that I think that I've been working towards and something I've been thinking about lately with regards to these drawings. And perhaps in the future, I'll get a little bit more elaborate with the directional quality of what I'm doing with my like shapes. So what I've been doing lately is all I've been doing is with this value right here is the value right here that you see has mainly been up and down. So it's just been up and down as hatching, you know. And I probably should start thinking about clouds as more like these more directional in the way that I do the lines, more create more directional like shading. And that would mean like what I would mean by is like right here, um, let's do this something like this, like right here. I would I'd make like hatching that goes this way, right? So that it goes with the direction of the shape a little bit more. Maybe not like that specifically, but that's just an example. All right. So that's just what I'm playing around with. Now what I do like about doing these sketches that I did not like about my cactus drawings is with these sketches I can just kind of quit at 30 minutes. So I usually just quit at 30 minutes because I want to keep these live streams short. I don't really want to make them longer than they really need to be. And because, typically when I do them, I'm under the assumption that I'm only going to be able to work on them for about 30 minutes anyways because of like life. So I typically try to keep them at 30 minutes, you know? And if I don't get it done, I don't get it done. If I don't get these drawings done, that's fine. Yeah. So what I think I might start doing is do like clouds, uh, make them do 4 days in a row. So like do 1 day, 2 days, and basically do like 4 quadrants. Yeah, so that's about it from that one. I might play around with this one a little bit. I don't have a lot of time. I have like 30 seconds. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. I'm just going to do this, kind of add like these tones here. Kind of play around. Yeah, and that's it. About 10 seconds and I'm done. Maybe like right here, there'd be like a little bit of like a shadow here or something, or maybe like right here because it's overlapping. You can do like some cloud shapes here. Right. So just kind of playing around here and just, all right. This one kind of looks like a ray gun. You know what I had fun, what I enjoyed about this is actually feels like I'm actually drawing clouds. Because when you draw clouds, you always say, oh, this looks like a ray gun. Like this actually looks like a ray gun. It looks like if I were to, I really can't I can't I can't draw for the life of me. When I want to draw, I can't draw. So it looks like that's a gun right here. Like you got your little ray gun with a, with a little, like maybe a flashlight, and then the handle. You see that? Looks like a ray gun. Pew, 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 pew. Kind of looks like a ray gun. Anyways, that's about it. I'm gonna sign it and call it a day. It's day 214. We're gonna go like right here, and it's gonna put like let's put like a day 214 out of 300, and this is put P21. And that's it, friends. That is it. That's all I have for the day as far as drawing. All right. Well, that's a wrap. It's 30 minutes and I am done for the day. I hope you enjoyed my banter and maybe learned a little bit, or at the very least saw a little gun there, like a little ray gun, or had a little bit of fun and learned something. Anyways, I got to get going. This is Pierson here. I am the #1 live art streamer in the world. If you have not subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button. It is very much appreciated. What was I going to say? What was I going to say? I something. All right. That's where I'm at. I. No. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's live art stream. Thank you so much. This is Pierson. Cheers.